success they got from game 1.
Yeah, I actually kind of like it. Not as sure about Benny QD on this one. He will not be able to participate earlier using Mountain Shocker, so that's going to be a bit of a different gameplay here. At the same time, might actually be better for the Harley. Make those assassinations happen because of the Moscow pick.
Well, the difference is I don't think Chaknu's going to be able to control the tempo in the center of the map similar to what he did with the Khalid in the previous game because it's a Gatot-Kacha. This is a little bit more defensive counter-punch mindset for their roam pick and overall for the lineup of TNC because now it's Ogwin doing the disturbing.
Yep, it's the re-engage that they're investing in. They don't want to go all in like they did in game 1 because once they get scrambled, it's over. That's the lesson they're learning. Let's see if they can put that into practice now. Ogwin, deep. Is this not where we saw the Chuck Mamba in game 1?
That's what he was doing.
Same spot.
And yeah, Renmar is actually putting it out there. Chaknu more defensive now.
Whoa!
Anti with a flicker. And I think they will try to get Ogwin down a little bit. Still have to revitalize here for Chaknu. Decides not to use it.
The Flap does have the Brave Smite here, Uranus on him. He gets the... it went to 3-Mar for that crab. And he decided not to go for the cut, so it's a bit of a default matchup in lane. Flap's just going to be waiting in level 4. Because that's when he will make 3-Mar realize that the Sora might not be able to kill him. Just a sponge.
That's a clear sign that Benny Cutie is expecting to lose that matchup.
Oh.
That is a rushed Warrior Boots.
Yeah.
Oh, I think he really is expecting, right? He's expecting a lot of physical to be absorbed here.
Yeah.
I would do that too. I wish I would do that sometimes when I'm gold.
I like to flip the coin or roll the dice, as they say, and rush my my crossbow.
Your item, your damage item.
I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight it. Oh!
Speaking of fighting, Zyda knows he has the magic, but again, kind of feels like he got beaten out. Now it feels like Kyle has more freedom here going down bottom.
Yeah, they put the pressure on the Sora. Right call here by Falcons because 3-Mar was a menace in the last one. Wow, I thought they'd give that last hit to the Uranus, but it's okay. Flat could still hit level 4 through the minions.
So
okay,
selfless.
3-Mar.
He's so selfless.
Yeah.
Selfless, yeah. Absolutely.
Oh, he's fine. He'll eventually get to 4 anyway. Jackal, no!
Okay, that's not going to be something you can revitalize out of. Now that's -1.
Yeah.
That is pretty big here.
That's the strength of the counter punch if he gets haunted.
Right, looks for it. There goes that Thunder. 3-Mar is up front. So you know what, Kyle? He's still going to go for it anyway.
Oh!
And there goes the kill. Haji takes out Chaknu at the end.
Okay, so there is no counter to the counter to the counter punch. Eventually something had to give, and I think that's a worthy trade. In comes Kyle.
Oh, I love that, Kyle. Ooh, making all the skills hit, forcing Lancey back. But then again, it is a very slight lead here for Falcons.
Yeah, TNC, miraculously, 3-Mar got that last hit onto the turtle, so TNC gets the turret. And so far, Benny Cutie's doing an amazing job against this Moskov in the lane.
I guess way better than we thought he would, right?
Yeah.
Usually, these claws get beaten up pretty early on.
I mean, with Master Assassin, and usually you just really have to manage of when or how you're going to be using the BMI so that your BMI dash in or blink in doesn't get wasted just because the Moskov knocks you back instantly.
Yeah.
I think straight up, Benny's just walking up to Marco, and then when he gets knocked back, then he uses BMI to close the gap, and now Marco is just forced to take hits from the Claude instead.
Very good handling of the laning phase. TNC cannot afford to lose multiple parts of the map, and they're keeping this lead very tight. Again, almost insignificant. 200, 300 up for Team Falcons.
Yeah.
Any turtle coming up could be anybody's.
Yeah, so that's why I'm actually super excited when we do see this Moskov come out of lane, which is actually what I'm expecting. The Moskov is probably come out of lane a lot quicker. Again, despite being pushed back, Super Marco on Moskov is something I really miss.
Ogwin here, checking again. Better strike from Haji. And this is what sucks. And this is what happened in the first turtle for Falcons. Lancey always finds Haji.
That might be different here later on, but for now, 3-Mar feeling that last game. You know what? Try to do it again, but this time we've got backup coming from behind.
Sorry, 3-Mar, but why? You already saw the vision. The turtle's coming up. You know that there are members of Falcons that could go down to the bottom lane, and you waste your ultimate like that. Uncharacteristic by 3-Mar.
Lapse of judgment. It seems like the map belongs to Falcons, and TNC are missing out on the big picture. Turtle take here for the Falcons. 1-1 now.
Wow, that is completely weird. I guess that was a little bit aggressive. And again, that's why I said maybe he's just feeling last game. But you know what? This is a new game, brother.
Yeah, but
reset.
It's a Uranus. If you don't kill him with your ultimate, you waste your ultimate because he heals through everything. Look how fast he got to recover from that.
Yeah, and up on front, look at Ogwin as well. Very, very low. Shakno going to be able to survive. Kind of predicted that. But now, again, Falcons have a little bit of an opening here to deprive more resources from TNC.
One could theorize that maybe the call was, let's pick up the Uranus so that the turtle becomes easier.
And it's working, if that's the case.
But he got picked up, and again, that's a Uranus. Respect it. Oh, wait!
Oh, man. That deadly magic feels like it wasn't even needed in that last one.
Okay, Zaido, Lancy, that was a beautiful call. They knew that they had the damage advantage, and Ogwin isn't as tanky at this moment as that Marcel, and they decided to just go for it, and now it opens up the space up top. Great call by Lancy and Zaida.
Super Marco actually is going to be in trouble here. 4 people from TNC zoning him out. Tower goes down.
Dogpiling on the bulletproof. Makes you understand now more how the Marcel isn't a real tank. He has to hit you back to recover. So there were no targets for Ogwin to latch onto. Hence why that Deadly Magic's combo between the duo in mid just took him down. Turtle now, up for grabs. Can Kyle seal it away?
Yeah, that's what they're trying to do here. Obviously, Flap is the one who's going to receive the Deadly Magic. Probably one of the worst targets for that. But Fremar sees if he can maybe finish it off. Nah, not really. It's going to be the flicker out for Flap.
Flap is a meat shield.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you expect from the Uranus.
Oh, look at that guy. Chakto. Bro is, I don't know, he's been escaping death multiple times here today.
Yeah.
Just goes to show the amount of firepower Falcons has.
Yeah, they don't have Chakno, but they have a lot of firepower, and Fremar still has his flicker, but doesn't have the ultimate back just yet.
Yep, they're trying to force out these feathered airstrikes. They are making it work for them. Chakto in front, gonna be able to survive for a few more seconds. And it's Ogwin up on front. Chakto's down. Zaida takes the turtle. And here comes Super Marco!
Yeah, Pele! Does not deal enough damage!
Whoa! That was a huge flicker out of the way there. And Falcons come out with impunity.
Holy crap, Marco. Perfect entry. The flicker going past the body in front of him.
Crazy.
To bring Benny Cutie back, and Falcons open up the tower in mid. TNC could not have handled that any better. But in the end, they just got outplayed by Falcons, man.
Yep.
Outplay after outplay after outplay, basically.
Zaida.
Hit
Deadly
Marco!
Magic! Marco, I think, will still be alive. And it's Zaida who gets punished. What the hell?
The space escape, the hat was too close.
Yeah.
The crime scene was too close to the base of operations of the criminal.
I can't blame Zaida. That would look like a good target, but up top.
That was very crunchy. Chakdu up on front. Not many immediate threats. We already saw the feathered airstrike used up there. So you know what, Kyle's like, let's go ahead and get more resources on the other side of the map. Porky on the goal lead there.
Yeah.
That is what, 2 or 3 times now that TNC had a very good play in mind, theoretically. But in practice, Falcons just shrugs it off.
It's also unfortunate that it seems like TNC had a unspoken 6th man. The crab itself actually blocked a bit of the damage from the poker trick.
MVP.
Okay, that's not even macro anymore. That's mechanics.
Yeah, that's why Zaida had to basic attack just to get the Deadly Magic down, but he really wanted to get more cards off, but the crab was right in front of him.
Would you say he just wasn't drawing the right cards?
Hey, nice one. Poker card things, right? Yes.
I'm good with funds.
You're excessively good with cards. Fremar trying to get much damage to the Flap. Again, the Uranus is just doing its job way better than game number 1, for sure.
This is why as early as level 4, we said at once Flap hits level 4, he's literally just a sponge. Okay, hit me, sure. But that's not the guy that you want to go for. The only time you want to go for it is if you can really burn him down quick enough through the Deadly Magic alongside the other damage of TNC. But then you have to save the rest of your damage for the backline, who, by the way, are focusing down the Lord.
Yeah, that's right. Super Marco is there with Kyle. No way for TNC to actually make a steal happen. Golden Hour goes down. And of course, that's pushing TNC back. But look at the re-engage. The Spear of Destruction is locked in, but will not be triggered by Super Marco. TNC walk out at least without anyone, but look at Chakno. He got caught in the recall. Luckily has enough tankiness, has enough bulk to survive.
SOD is just excessive at that point.
Yeah.
Marco can just reposition. Falcons were winning. They have the high ground. They're going to take this tier 2 up top, and they're up 5,000 gold. 6 now, approaching 7.
Yeah, Anakin won't be too happy with that.
For sure. No one likes the high ground. And Zyda also lost his purple buff, man.
Oh,
While that little engagement was happening, Kyle went straight to the purple buff and took it away. The moment Zyda got there, he just saw the purple buff get taken from him.
oh, look, it's a free buff.
Yeah.
And even the orange.
And oh my god.
Kyle is eating off of Zyda's plate.
And that I don't know how you dig yourself out of this one, honestly.
Yeah, Harley is not very good at taking his own objectives. He can kill, for sure, but oh my god!
Woo!
That's a lot of damage.
My goodness.
Ogun also providing a really strong line of defense with that quick little stun.
Or like stunts.
Yeah, multiple of
Plural.
it.
And there you go. There's going to be the holy defense already used up and activated. So at least they're going to be able to clear that one up. A little bit of damage here coming in from the real world. Re-engaged by Chaknu. All into this one. One big super mess. Flap TZ. I think he's going to go down for sure.
Oh.
And there you go. Benny making the play happen. It's Kyle and Haji all alone. Misses on the SOD. And that's free for none. TNC.
Lancey can smell blood in the water. He stole the SOD, but hit no one. Could have led to maybe one more kill to take down Haji, but I think TNC are going to take their dubs here. They close the gap, take down that lead to 4,000, and earn mid lane.
Yeah, Falcons were way too close to that tower and way too close to one another. That the entry of Chaknu meant that Marco had to commit the flicker after he got caught by the AOG. Benny Cutie goes in with a blazing duet and his flicker of his own, though he gets knocked back by Marco without the flickers. That's when TNC continued the dive. So Falcons, they fumbled that one.
That could have been actually so much worse, to be honest, if they were able to stop that blazing duet.
Yeah. Could have ended much quicker, but in the end, it was still a win for TNC.
Okay, weirdly enough, the only reliable way to stop it is off of Ogwin. Ogwin is too busy dealing with the front line of TNC, so
Yeah.
that's a tell for TNC. Okay, if you see Ogwin, Benny, you're free.
Really great follow-up by Lancey and Zyda in that one, too. It was a good call by Chaknu to commit that AOG. Falcons need to watch their positioning. I think with this gold lead, as we saw from the previous game, it's anyone's game. Yes, the map is controlled by Falcons, but if Falcons take a fight and they're not careful, TNC can definitely turn this around and force a game number 3 through a one-way.
Yeah, there's going to be a big test for Falcons if they can actually hold a lead against TNC and not really give too much away. Speaking of not giving away information here, Chaknu is actually getting a lot.
Yep, Y-Brush held down. That's an entry point for TNC to contest for this Lord. The dance has begun. Lord being held. Slight advantage to Falcons. They're pulling over.
Yeah, it's actually a really good golden hour angle for Ogwin if he finds it.
Oh,
TNC
he's
need to split
looking.
up a bit, just a little bit split up.
Tracking shot activated already. He knows where Lancey is, where Chaknu is, but where is Zyda? They are looking for him non-stop right now. Flap is on the side. Zyda again being shown. Flap's going to be on front. Ogwin tracking on the Fremar. Activates the Thunder Form. That is a big ultimate used defensively by Fremar there.
Okay, so they were two-stepping, back and forth, and Falcons win. They flush out TNC, and they find one!
They're going to be able to find one, and that is a big find. That's Ogwin going down. It's a killing spree. Oh, for the Harley, and that's going to be a 4v5 on this next Lord. Chaknu forces the Federal Airstrike out, but what will Falcons do? It's 4v5, no ultimates. Activated here is the Cloud Form, Torrent Form, and I think that's quite enough. Kyle whip. Oh, he doesn't get it. It's going to be Zyda. He's the one who gets it. Here's Super Marco. No, they're going for it. They're trying to go for the kills.
Kyle gets taken down by Zyda. Flap and Marco holding down 3 more.
And that's going to be 3 more going down. Benny Cutie, what's that going to look like? With the nature activated. And at the very tail end of that one, Super Marco actually survives.
Flap versus 2. Even between the cores and TNC, nothing happens. Big headline, TNC is back in this.
They have the Lord marching up top. Marco's heroics not enough. It was the Wind of Nature difference that Benny Cutie had Perfect entry with a blazing duet, and good call by him to continue it. But Falcons have their eyes set on burning through this Lord, while TNC will just balance it out through a push in the bottom lane.
That was pretty perfect. That was excellent. And we're going to have to look at that.
Yeah. So, of course, the initial blast there. 3mar was an MVP here. The taunt, the airborne. I want to see who retreat first, actually.
It was Kyle.
Kyle retreat first, just a bit too early. There was still a lot of life left on that Lord.
This was very promising.
I'm wondering if Kyle just was looking at too much, that he couldn't do the the Sever retry combo. That could have been it. Oh no!
Speaking of things that could have been, look at that golden hour. Super Marco dodges the deadly magic attacks, and now it's going to be the re-engage here. Lancy, though, with the Uranus form, takes out Ogwin.
TNC seem to have Ogwin's number. Again, I understand why. They are a Marcel team too.
It's not the tankiest of tanks.
Yeah, Lancy is pretty cracked. This is Valentina. He's literally being anything that TNC needs him to be.
You take consecration? What the hell?
Yeah, an extra source of damage, another frontline. Speaking of frontline, Haji did a great job to body block the deadly magic of Zaida. He attempted to assassinate Super Marco in the backline, but Haji was there standing to make sure that that wouldn't happen. If that SOD from Marco hit, it would have been a different story. But TNC still are walking away with kills over and over again onto Ogwin. They realize even if the Uranus is left to be the frontliner, he doesn't have the control factor that a Marcel has. Speaking of, he built Photo?
The
Flash of the Oasis on the Marcel.
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
Oh.
That's part of the usual build.
Yeah.
The shielding helps out with the healing?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
TDR as well. Okay.
Oh, it's Oracle, Thunderbelt, Photo.
Interesting.
Yeah, but the last time that was an endless battle.
Oh no, that was because they needed more damage in game one.
And then it works.
That's the tailor fit item. But now,
Full on survivability. Yeah.
That's what made game one so cool. But yeah, for now, they're sticking to the equation, to the formula. They get the push up top passively. But fortunately for TNC, that's not the long lane. So at least long lane can protect itself.
So it really feels like with a lot of how these engagements are going, it seems like the difference between a winner or a loss for Falcons is if Marco hits that SOD.
Yep.
Which, theoretically, that means it should be harder. Oh, look at Flap taking a lot.
Oh, he actually took a big run of damage there. Not enough to take him out. Has consecration as well. So they will go for the re-engage. Fremar is low. Goes for Thunder and Haji. Getting taunted by Chapnu. Is trying to get alive. Oh, but Chapnu, look at that. Even though they're revitalized, just barely enough for the AOG to make it, to save him, rather.
Oh my
Haji,
God!
though, can you survive?
He's gone. No way! Haji lives!
Just a sliver of health. Was that regen?
I couldn't tell. I don't think so.
Because it looked like he was close to zero, then just a little bit of blue ticked up. But TNC still have their eyes on this Lord.
Oh, they're trying to go for it. That's Torrent form going in. That Retribution already used a little too early on the Kyle. And now it's going to be Golden Hour. They're going for kills. Here comes Super Marco with a superhero landing and the kill of Lancy as well. That's 2 down for TNC.
The flicker forward by Marco, smelling blood in the water. TNC, a Pyrrhic victory. 2 lives for the Lord.
Falcons will still continue this push. They have minion waves coming in, but the Lord will spawn in a 4.
Oh, the cancel on the AOG. Immortality will be popped. I think that's Chapnu going down.
They will push through mid. That is tier 3 down. Lord spawn the other way around. Kyle gets popped down.
Can he actually survive, though? With the immortality buy, yes, he can. But here comes Benny Cutie. It's a bit of a tall task, but he pushes Falcons back.
I think Falcons reading the map. They cannot force it through mid. They'll just have to find their ground again and take care of this Lord.
Early retributions from Kyle. Zaida landing them on time. Part of me thinks it's TNC delaying damage just enough. So when Kyle goes in thinking that he could retry the Lord with an entry, it's actually TNC who's going to be able to get it after that retry because Zaida still has his own.
Oh, Flappy, he actually kind of just reads into that.
Surge.
And now there's the re-engage. Oh, it's a deadly one as well. Torrent form, but no teammate actually benefit off of that one. That's 3 Neymar eliminated almost instantly.
TNC took their time. They did not wait for Benny and Lancey to be in range to just run through Falcons because look, that's 3 members that could have been taken care of by the Blazing Duet.
Yeah, if TNC waited just a little bit longer, but it's unfortunate because it doesn't look like they had the time with how TNC poised themselves for that one. They went for the go right away, meaning that even if they waited, they wouldn't have had the opportunity anymore. So now it's 5 versus 3. 3-wave push coming in for Falcons.
Oh no, Benny got flap on him.
Oh, Benny's actually absorbing so much here, and now it's going to be Shakno left all alone against 4 members of Falcons with no help in sight. Benny just gets decimated and taken out, and that will be the win for the Falcons. Another sweep.
Who's gonna stop Falcons? They're on a streak, taking down TNC.
The flames of the Falcons look stronger than the Phoenix. You can see the mistakes, you can see the moments where if maybe the timing was just a little bit different, it would have gone better for TNC. But Falcons